Okay, good morning everybody. My name is Jean-Charles Lepoix. I'm the coordinator of the Fusion project. So I will present you very briefly Fusion project because I realize that most of the people know it already. And then I will put on the table some, let's say, feedback that you already collected from SMEs and from clusters and testbeds. Of course, they are still mixed up because the project is starting. But at least we start to have some ideas about the hurdles of SMEs and the benefits that they got from the small experience with testbeds. So the Fusion project is a 2-year project which has started in January with 4 companies, so included JCP Consult, Martel, which is also involved in other fire projects, and 2 other consulting companies. Our goal is very simple, so I will not elaborate on this. So just simply to work on a very fashion topic, apparently, as everybody is talking about that right now. So to try to match SMEs requirements with testbed offer so that the 2 populations are understanding each other and try to find, let's say, a sustainable business model to have SMEs involved in experimental facilities. So about the process, we try to have a bottom-up approach. So to try first to prepare the information material, because we think that to contact SMEs or population of SMEs cannot be done several times. These people don't have a lot of time to learn and to listen about what we have to tell them. How to contact SME, as was mentioned before, is challenging because there are maybe 50,000 SMEs on ICT and maybe more on other areas but which include ICT. So what we try to do is to relay information to cluster or, let's say, organizations which are interested in the development of SMEs. So we contacted innovation agencies. Region, for instance, last week we had the opportunity to present the activity of Fusion to 29 European regions at a time. So this is what we are trying to do, is to really broadcast information to a limited number of people, but which themselves represent a lot of SMEs, and to attract the interest, which was the case. Also cluster of cluster and cluster which are, let's say, quite many in Europe, so we identify 130 clusters also to contact. So this is our approach, and from that we will try to select a limited number of SMEs and to, on one hand, to get them involved in the facilities, so to have concrete use cases, and on the other hand, to try to gather all this information to build recommendation and gap analysis to provide to testbed themselves. So I won't go to the detail of that because this afternoon there will be a presentation of the portal, so I won't, let's say, elaborate on the different means that we will use in our project, and come maybe directly to some ideas that we collected from feedback from SMEs. So about the current situation, we can say that the offer of experimental facilities is quite rich. So we have more than 100, including fire and non-fire facilities, with different levels of services, so very academic one, from very academic one to very commercial one. So there are some commercial one already. It's more used by academic communities, so that's what we realized, especially in fire. We have still a weak involvement of SMEs, although the last news look promising with an increase of interest. But SME, let's say, represents something like 70% of the industry activity. And this doesn't match to the involvement currently. So there is a big mismatch anyway with SME involvement in European courts in general and in fire facility in particular. What we realize also is that, but I will come to the detail of that, there is not much involvement even in more industry-driven facilities. So the problem is not so simple. why they are not much involved, we try to collect some information. So the first one, as was mentioned before, is they just don't know that there are facilities and they don't know how to use them. So the contact is key, so that's what we are trying to do, is to try to reach them with adequate message, taking into account that the needs also of SMEs are very diverse. Before it was mentioned that they are startup, there are bigger SMEs which are more, let's say, commercial oriented. So maybe they have also different kind of needs. Lack of time was mentioned as well. So they don't want to spend time on a, let's say, benefit that they don't understand, basically. So there is a first, let's say, involvement which is difficult to reach sometime. Cost was mentioned as key in many facilities. So again, our feeling, to try to make it short, was that most SMEs, they are focused on the development of the product. They don't really sometimes understand how to commercialize it, how to test it. So there are many issues that they are not very experimented in. So our thoughts from what we receive as a feedback is that the first problem is that the SME understand what is the experiment cycle during the development. So why is it interesting to make experiment during the R&D stage or early stage, and why it's interesting to make it at the end? At the end it's more easy, but during the development stage it's more difficult to have them convinced that they have to spend energy and money on this. Lack of support can be, of course, a problem, but it's not always the case. As we take, for example, the example of Planet Lab, when there is not big support, there the cost of the introduction is very low. So for an SME which has some targeted needs, Planet Lab, for example, is very appealing because there is not much cost. They can take time to understand what are the benefits of the facility. So they have been introduced to the facility and they can work on it. So collaborative model with low introductory cost can be a nice model for an SME. Maybe problem of confidentiality, it was mentioned, but again, we don't know if it's really the biggest issue for SME. Because again, the interest was not really there, so we are not sure that this, let's say, reason was adequate. So of course here, this, let's say, feedbacks, we don't know, we don't have yet a sufficient number of response to have, let's say, confidentiality of, let's say, the main reason why SMEs are not so much involved. About a more industrial testbed, we were a bit surprised because so we interviewed the people there, which provided, let's say, the result from 2 years tentative to involve SMEs. It was not successful, to make it short. They are not much involved, and the only way they could be involved is through collaborative projects. And even though they are not so involved in the facility, we have to know that this facility is a paying facility. So you have to pay per day, we have to pay for the support, but it provides much professional support, which could be interesting at first glance for an SME. The only models that were found by these facilities, for instance, was a kind of win-win model. Like, for example, the company provides products to the test bed, so enriches the test bed, and in return it can make tests on it. So this kind of model were found. Or commercial interest, for example, through the test bed they could get additional customer. So it was another model that was practically found by companies. Or if they found really convincing acceleration of product development. So that was what's mentioned to us. On the benefits, I think that what we got is in accordance with what was said before. Some cases where the SME received the full support was much appreciated. So they came with a problem, and the facility analyzed the problem and provided recommendation on what test to make. and then they analyzed the test, the result of the test for the SME. So it was really full support, and then it was really much appreciated by the company, so they really understand the benefits. But of course, if this comes with a cost, it becomes again a problem of initial involvement in the test bed. Of course, access, which is an obvious reason, access during development to large case testing was mentioned. Independent performance benchmark, because usually many SME make tests with their customer, so they have just limited experience with some proprietary features, so they cannot use the result very adequately to other customers. So this was really mentioned as an interesting advantage. Access for material for testing, so they realized that they would gain time with the test bed. And of course, a low initial cost was very often mentioned as a benefit in some test beds, of course. And again, access to the expertise of the platform team, access to the European project, so to other experts, which can help them both technically and commercially, but in other areas than testing. Yes, and additional technical support, but it's in accordance with the previous bullet points. So expertise in other areas, for example, that they found by using the test beds. About the type of service, I won't go too much into the detail because we didn't elaborate too much. On the business model details, of course, I think this should be refined, but I think that the free model is the first introduction, necessary introduction for the SME, because again, they don't really understand that or most of them, as we understood from now on, don't really get or understand what is the real benefits, tangible benefits for them sometimes. Federation looks to be really a very important thing for SMEs, because as we saw, it becomes a jungle, these test beds. 100 test beds for an SME, even to read the number of test beds is not so appealing. So to have one interface which drives them into the testing looks very important. It provides sustainability also, because as we saw with the FIRE roadmap, it can be a little bit disturbing for an SME to see that some test beds are born and are dying after 3 years. And of course, standard interface and standard status tool will be an advantage. Maybe I'm driving out of time, okay. So this is the last slide. Here it's very basic ideas, so it's not very elaborated, but we thought about things that could be done. The first one would be to clarify the experimental methodology in R&D cycle, and again for the SMEs. So what practically the benefits can be, so that the companies understand what they can gain with precise example, like they can gain in bug fixing or in real acceleration of the product development. So I'm talking now about testing during the R&D phase. Provide unified interface, technical support, adapt business model, as I said. Maybe we have to elaborate on the different SME categories, but we will see when we have more response. And I talked already about real-world situation that could be imagined. So that's it. Sorry to have increased a bit my time. I don't know if there are immediate questions.
I have a question, in fact, on an identified discrepancy, because you in your first couple of slides, you referred that the SMEs don't know about open calls, don't participate. Mm-hmm. The numbers that I heard from David is quite a different story. I mean, I picked up some numbers, and for Smartson and Web, for example, there were 30% of SMEs bidding. In the case for Open Lab, there is 20% of SMEs bidding. So this does not, for me, mean that they don't know or they are not capable of. Right? I mean, we know that they have not been selected, or most of them have not been selected, and this may pertain to the fact that they are not perhaps so much acquainted to the process of writing the proposal. But that's a different story. Yeah, it's not the fact that they don't know about it. Right? And even Tepis said very early in the process of the number of SMEs as proposals.
Yeah, I agree, so that's what I said, it's improving. But on the other hand, if you take the number of SMEs compared to the number of SMEs which answered, it's still a very, very low percentage. So if you take...
30% is not low.
Yes, but 30% is... yeah, let's take the numbers. So if you take the number of SMEs, I don't know, maybe they represent 99% of the number of companies. The industry activity of SMEs is 70% of the overall industry activity in average. So, as I said before, it's improving, this is very good, but it's not yet reaching the desired level. So, if we look at the cluster, we talk to the cluster, what they report us is that many SMEs even don't know that FHIR is existing. So, this is the fact. But again, I think that the effort that we are doing are, let's say, rewarding right now. But my feeling is that we have still to make much effort. And if you see, for instance, the industry test bed that I mentioned, in this region there are maybe, I don't know, 500 or 600 SMEs. There have been 5 or 10 SMEs involved since 2 years in the test bed. So there are real challenging difficulties to, because you talk about...
We have to look also in their operational capacity to actually perform this, right? I mean, large companies, or especially academia, have, of course, a much higher capacity and resources for proposed experiments, to conduct experiments. Not only the number of SMEs, of course, I mean, I think this is a bit disturbing the numbers, right? To take your numbers on SMEs. Of course, we can take how much the SMEs contribute to the GDP, then we get also different numbers. But I think, anyway, my point is that there is some discrepancy, and we perhaps have to analyze where does this come from, right? Yes. Because there are two different messages now. Because
thank you. I need to keep the conversation moving on. So I realise we're running out of time. It's starting very late, and this session is supposed to finish at 12:30.
But maybe I can give 2 10-second comments. About what you said, I'm also talking about SME of 300 people which are not participating, so it's quite complex. I agree with you, it has to be categorized and analyzed, its first ideas.
Okay. Thank you very much.